All right, everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and we're failing miserably at eBay.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
There's reasons, though.
There are reasons, and we don't know what they are.
I kind of do.
You kind of do.
I kind of do.
I guess the long and short is we are not doing great on eBay right now, but we have been doing some changes, and things are starting to look better for us, so we're going to talk about all of that. Mm-hmm. Good, bad, ugly, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Good, bad, ugly.
I'm 2/3 of this team. I like that.
We're good.
All right, so before we get into all that, we do have some products that are going out today. What's the first one that sold?
We sold some Starbucks. All I could think of was Brad at Black Sheep Society when I pulled this order.
Because it's pink?
No.
And sparkly?
No, because it's Starbucks.
It is.
So this is a 2019 Starbucks neon pink iridescent studded tumbler with a straw.
What did that sell for?
$21.84.
Next thing we got here is a straight razor.
Do you have it the right way so you can see the fancy design?
There is some writing on it.
That came out of a lot of crap from my proxy bid, but it's an H. Boker & Company extra hollow ground full warranted straight razor. I have no clue what any of that means.
That hinge is really light. You could definitely chop your finger with that pretty easy.
Well,
what's one of those sell for?
$19.99. And I listed mine higher than some other people. Somebody tried to send me an offer for $8 because they said it needs some cleaning up.
All right, so the elephant in the room today, or this past 90 days, we have now officially had our lowest 90-day period in two and a half years.
Yep, and I think it's only because of this month. Like, not this month, so. But from March. I think March was super slow.
Yeah, things have definitely slowed down. Like, when people are out there talking about eBay's dying and we're quitting and getting jobs, like, we've never understood that because we were always growing, which, and now I think we leveled out to a point where we kind of feel that now. Like, yep. eBay has, if it stayed at this level, we would have to do some really hard thinking
Corey's
about rather.
Opening OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some feet pictures or something. Like, it isn't good.
But I think part of that, I think our sales have been we've been getting consistent sales, just not big sales. And part of that, I think, is because when we went to Plains Profit from the last week.
We shut the store off.
I shut the store off for almost 2 days. But also, I did not list while we were down at Plains to Profit until Saturday evening when we went to bed. I listed a few things, and now I've been grinding out. So I think it's finally starting to pick up a little bit.
Yep. And starting tomorrow during reseller therapy, I will be concentrating on trying to list some good items too, or at least get them drafted so we could photograph them afterwards. Yeah,
because we went to some garage sales this weekend.
We did. Garage sale season is here. Thank goodness.
We went to a church sale, which we did fabulous at, I think.
We did good.
And then we went to a little tiny garage sale.
Yep. So garage sale season is just starting to peek its head out. So things should start turning around. But this last 90 days for us has just not been great. And we've been making some major changes in the store and how we list, like the type of items we list. And I'm sure that has some effect too.
Probably.
So that's the deal. That's the dealio. That's what we're dealing with.
The dealio. Only I say the dealio. You don't say the dealio.
Yeah, we are temporary on ramen noodles for right now.
Mac and cheese.
We could do mac and cheese, I suppose.
Mac and cheese and hot dogs.
Beans and toast.
No, I am not eating that. I would rather eat.
I like beans and toast.
Refried beans than eat. No, I wouldn't even eat refried beans.
I like refried beans too.
I don't. I would eat just plain buttered noodles.
Just toast and water.
No, we had that discussion. Who was having that discussion about something soggy?
During a live, somebody sold a candle that was scented champagne toast.
That's right.
I was like, does that smell like wet bread? Like, what is champagne toast supposed to smell like?
I have to hit Tara up because she was supposed to test it and find out.
Yep. I figure it smells like wet bread. I might be wrong.
Anyways, we are, I think we're on the uptake of now.
I have to be optimistic and think that we are, even though I'm not sure we are, but we're going to do everything we can to get there, because the alternative is we find a job, and that's not happening.
No,
I'll create another business.
The alternative is Corey finds a job and he just bees my sugar daddy.
Yeah, Corey ain't finding a job. Like, things would have to get dire. I would sell the house before I found a job.
Yeah, but Corey could do a lot of really quick things, because he could do what our daughter does on Upworks.
I would definitely do a side hustle to make the ends meet. I wouldn't go get a job. I can't work for other people because other people don't like me. And well,
amen to that.
Maybe I don't like other people, but it's
too.
somewhere in there
that too
prevents that from happening. So, all right, what's sold next?
We sold some diodes. So I only pulled one of them, but we sold technically 5 different ones. He paid for one this morning, but these we got from Alicia Inked Picker 2 years ago.
Bulk buy, yep.
A year ago.
We made our money on these almost within the first month of buying them because we sold a bunch of them. But by diode, she means these little button lights. Yeah, they're called diode lights.
Didn't we decide that those are for like boats?
Boats, trailers, things like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this one is orange or yellow and green?
Oh, I have amber marker. Whoops.
Well, it says amber marker on it. So maybe it's amber and green. Looks yellow to me.
It does look yellow to me, but I copied the thing and that's what I put in there. So we sold 5 of these for $40. So that was $8 a piece.
Yep.
And then we did sell another one to him that he just paid for this morning that's not in there. It's a amber to green. That actually looks amber. Yeah. But we sold that one for $9. So $50 for 6 different diodes.
All right, the next one, we can season our ramen noodles with a pepper shaker.
This one I got to tell a little story.
This one has a little story with it.
It does. So I had another one that had manganese in it.
Looked just like it.
Only it was sugar.
Yeah, it said sugar on it.
And it glowed purple. But I copied that listing when I went to go make this one, and I changed it. I did say it was uranium glass. It glows green, whatever. But I forgot to take out the sugar.
Yeah.
And I left it at sugar instead of pepper. So somebody messaged me the other day and said, hey, is this actually a pepper shaker? The pictures show pepper, but the description and the title say sugar. And I'm like, no, it's a pepper shaker. So I changed it, and they bought it.
Yep. So that's what that looks like, and that sold for how much?
Hold on, I got to tell you what it is, though.
Well, it's a pepper shaker.
No, but it's a vintage McKee custard uranium glass pepper shaker.
It's that kind of pepper shaker.
Yep, and it sold for $50.
Nice. So on top of our sales being garbage, we decided to try something new because we have heard good things about it. So we decided to give it a shot. We went to our very first ever flea market, and it was open this time. So we got to go in.
Well, I knew it was open partially, too, because our friend over at I think I got that. Auctions, Amber, she said that she was going to be there.
She had a booth, yep.
So we decided to go. Will I ever go again? No.
We might go just to visit Amber.
Yes, I would go to visit Amber if she has a booth. But it was pathetic.
Yeah, it was horrible. Everything was at 20% above eBay value. Some of it was like double eBay value.
Yep.
We hunted to find something. It's a big flea market, and it kind of felt more like a bunch of people with collections that nobody wants to talk to them about set up booths just to show off their collection.
So that's
what it felt like.
I have to giggle. We were chatting with Amber after we got done buying. And the 2 things we did buy, we bought from Amber because she was willing to negotiate with us on it.
Well, she didn't have to. She had good prices on it.
She did, too. She did.
So we bought 2 things from her booth.
But we were chatting with her, and she's been doing the auction for the flea market. She does primarily, what do you call it? Crocheted items. But she does have some other stuff because she sells on eBay. She does YouTube auctions. But she said a lot of the people that are there that have booths set up, they're people who are like 60 years old, and they've been coming there for the entire 20 years that the flea market has been open.
I can't imagine they keep coming back for 20 years if they're not making money, because they do have to pay for those booths. So I think collectors coming in and buying at full retail might be a thing.
Yes.
If you have that hard to find piece, I'm sure they make sales.
Yes.
But from a reseller perspective, the flea market, at least our local flea market, is absolute trash. And other than going back to see Amber and say hi, I don't think we would ever go back there.
Yeah, and
they had a food truck. I mean, if we're hungry.
Oh, no, they sold food in there.
They had a concession stand.
But then they also had, as I have on their shirt today, ironically, they had SDSU ice cream there, which is a local college, and they're a farm school, so they make their own ice cream in-house at SDSU. But yeah, I walking around, I mean, there was so many cool things in there that, if I was a collector, I'd have maybe bought them.
Yep.
But as a reseller, it was like,
no, it's a giant retail flea market is how I would explain it. Like everything's at full retail, and that's great for those people, and I'm certain they make sales. It's just not for us. So our flea market experience was not what we had hoped.
No.
We had kind of hoped it was like a giant indoor garage sale. It was not that. So
and there was like 4 types of things. I think 4. there was a lot of glass sellers. So there was a lot of depression glass, uranium glass, that type of stuff. And then you had
the toy sellers.
The toy sellers, you know, the He-Man, the whatever else.
Just pretty much any collectible toy. They had Transformers. They had die-cast like cars. What do you call those?
Die-cast cars. Matchbox cars.
Matchbox cars or whatever you call those. They had a collector for almost any kind of collectible toy you can think of.
In the fly. And then they had card sellers.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, those ones were like, no.
Which is funny because one of them had, I think it was this pack right here, the old wax pack cards.
Oh, and that's the one. Oh, I was thinking it was that bottom one, but now that you say that, it was that one.
So it's the exact box that we sell on eBay, and they had it marked at way
125.
above where we sell them on eBay. So for the old wax pack cards, so the prices were just not for us; they were for the end user, and that's.
I'm trying to think of who my fourth one was. I said there were 4 types.
Knife sellers. There was a lot of knife sellers.
Knife sellers and homemade,
custom crafts.
Yep.
Craft sellers.
I say 5 because then there was a whole bunch of businesses there trying to pawn off their crap as well. Let me do a massage to you so you can come to my massage place.
There's an insurance company there, I think. So
it was a bizarre mix of stuff, but it was not for me.
So if you're in the local area, around Sioux Falls area, and you decide you want to hit a flea market, maybe don't.
Or do if you're looking for stuff to collect.
I would say maybe don't.
Don't put people off to it.
Don't go there. Not good.
You're
go
horrible.
to the thrift stores and stuff. They're even better priced than the flea market was. I think most of them are. A lot of them we can dig and find something underpriced.
Yeah, because like that big one that's over by Savers.
Yeah, 605 Antiques.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention it, but
a lot of their booths are really well curated, and their prices are for collectors. But if you dig in there long enough, you can almost always find something underpriced. Yeah. So, all right, let's look at what's sold next.
We sold Rainbow High. I actually sold the last 2 of my Rainbow High that I got, but we're just going to talk about this one. This is a
camo Barbie.
2002 Rainbow High Series 5, Olivia Woods. That's why she's camo Woods.
Oh, she plays in the woods.
Now I lost where. Fashion doll, 12-inch fashion doll with accessories. She's brand new in the box. She is still sealed.
All right, so that's what she looks like. And what did she sell for?
$19.49.
Boo.
But she was on sale, so, because I have all my Barbies on sale right now.
All right, and speaking of cards, we sold this box. That's different. These are the wax packs. These are cellophane packs, but they're the normal size packs. And then these ones are cellophane packs, but they're jumbo packs. Yep. So these, I would say, after the wax packs were gone, were our most popular box of cards.
For some reason, nobody wants the jumbo ones. And they're not much more expensive than those
cards,
ones.
Just more of them.
I know. So this is a 1988 Topps NFL football cello pack. It has 24 packs in it. And it sold for $169.99. I'm pretty sure I only have like 8 of them left.
All right, so one of the things we're doing about our bad sales, and maybe even part of why we have bad sales, is we decided, I don't know, 4 weeks ago, I decided, but I think it was a good decision.
I just have to give him the look and he knows how to correct it.
That we were going to move our business more into high ticket sales. We were going to try and sell less of that $9, $10 stuff, and start picking up the $100, $200, $300 stuff. The idea is, instead of dealing with 40 customers a week, we'd maybe deal with 8 or 10.
Yep.
And instead of having to ship 40 items a week, we ship maybe 8 or 10 and make the same amount of money.
Yep.
That's kind of where we came from. That's where we'd like to get back to. So that's our goal. That's what we've been trying very hard to do. You can't do that without affecting the current business in some way. I
know I'm gonna contradict you here, but it's just me. You know how I do that, right? Like I just always contradict you.
No shit.
Anyways, I like the high ticket thing and I enjoy listing those because it takes way less to list it. I mean, it takes the same amount of energy to list it as it does listing, the $10 things. Usually. I've been trying to stay away from more of the $10 stuff. But I do still think we need that, $20 to $100 stuff as what they call bread and butter.
I don't think that's contradicting. I believe that's true.
Okay.
I do think you still need those bread and butter items. They're kind of like, if you ran an e-commerce store that sold iPads, of course you're going to sell the accessories. I think you do need those still in the store. I didn't
look at it from that point of view.
But I think your main business model, or our main business model, we're trying to get to sell the iPad, not the iPad case.
Yep.
So that's kind of what we're trying to do. And I do think the Switch has affected the business.
I think a little bit.
And I think it will bounce back around. I think we had a bit of a dip and we're going to come back up. And I think we've already started to.
We have.
So that we're sourcing differently. When we went to the church sale, Teresa went straight over and started looking at clothes and toys. I did 2 rounds and picked up $200-300 worth of stuff in 5 minutes because I wasn't looking at the cheap stuff. I walked past it. If it was marked cheap, I didn't even want to look at it.
Yeah, we'll discuss the one item in the next little bullet point that we do. Because I got some issues with that one too. But
so that I do think that's the direction we're going.
So I think it might be more. Corey looks for the high ticket items, and Grams looks for the bread and butter.
But you found some fantastic high end items. So she is good at finding the high end items. She also likes shiny things, so it's hard to get her away from the low ticket. When she sees something she likes, it doesn't have to be shiny. If it's something that she's interested in, she goes ooh, and she's there.
So I got to make a comment about that. So I'm going to give a plug for the dollar auction. Not on purpose, but so we had a new seller come on and sell on the dollar auction. And she was on there by herself, so I offered to go and like co-host with her. I didn't list anything, I didn't sell anything, but I was just there as like, would you say moral support and technical support too. But she starts pulling up the stuff that she's selling, and I'm like, I can't even bid on it.
Yeah,
she sold a whole bunch of trinket boxes. Trinket boxes are my jam.
I will never get Teresa not to buy a trinket box. Just so everybody knows, like the trinket boxes are non-negotiable. She will always buy trinket boxes if they're reasonably priced.
Yes, but I was like, and I didn't want to message Corey and say, hey Corey, can you buy this? He did buy something from her, but I couldn't talk him into buying my trinket boxes for me.
I bought some pretty smelling face mask stuff.
There will be a video coming on that.
Yep. Wait.
Yep.
No.
Watch the YouTube or the Instagram or the TikTok.
I had to. It was funny at the moment. Now it's getting less funny because now she thinks I'm actually going to do the face mask, and I'm not sure we're going to get there.
Oh, we're getting there.
So, yeah, that's where we're going with the business, and that's why we think it's affecting the business because we are sourcing differently. I didn't spend a lot of time at that sale looking for the normal stuff we would. I was searching the sale for anything high ticket, and we did find some.
We did.
So, all right, what's sold next?
One of our high ticket, I consider this still a high ticket item. So I giggle on this one because it was a watch. Somebody sent me an offer for $50. It was listed at $104.99. So technically over $100 was what it was listed at. It is a vintage Bulova Accutron men's gold tone Morel quartz watch. Oh, now I get it. Sorry, somebody messaged me this morning also on this and said, hey, can you relist that watch so that I can buy it? I already sold it. Anyway, so he sent me an offer of $50. I countered at $94.99 and he took it. So,
yep. And that's what it looks like. And I would consider that's the very low end of our high ticket. Like $100, I would say, is our cutoff. We really want to be in the $2 to $4 range or higher. But I'm never going to turn down a $100 flip.
No, and I don't remember how many watches I got in there. I think I have like $2 or $3 in it because it was in a lot of $15 watch, a $15 lot of watches.
Did you say what that sold for? You did.
$94.99.
So that's it. And then a piece I can't wait to pack is this Dr. Pepper clock. I wonder if I can get back here now.
I don't know if you can see it.
Now this clock is a special clock. It will make you younger.
Yes, because it runs in reverse for some reason.
It runs in reverse.
So it is actually a vintage Dr. Pepper 10-2-4. See how the 10, 2, and 4 are different?
I do.
10-2-4. Be a Pepper Deli Advertising Electric Plug-in Clock. Sold as is because I did specifically say in there that it does run backwards, but I'm not electrically inclined, so I did not try and fix it.
So and it's going through a freight forwarder and going international. So.
It is. It's going down to, what did I say that name of that thing was? Let me look real quick. It's going to Shop Airlines. And I did some research on Shop Airlines. Shop Airlines is like...
They're a drop shipper.
The international thing for Japan. But it sold. You didn't even ask me what it sold.
Oh, what'd that sell for?
$214.99. I did pay up for it because I'm pretty sure I paid like $60 for it.
High ticket.
By the way, that's a me. That's a me thing.
Oh,
I picked that out.
we can't share credit now?
No, because that was on Proxy Bid. You don't shop on Proxy Bid.
I could leave. You want to finish? You want to
Nope.
wrap this up for us?
Nope. You can help on the next one
Wow.
because you get to lift. Okay.
All right. So as you can tell with the last two items, high ticket high ticket sales are starting to actually pay off. We're starting to see some of the stuff we listed move. I would say the high ticket items don't necessarily move as fast as the lower ticket ones. So it is a little bit slower. So you do have to build the store up with more items before you start seeing them move.
Yep.
Which we've done, and they're starting to slowly trickle out like some of those. We have recently picked up. We're doing better at finding high ticket items.
Yep. I'm scrolling through my thing to find the one so I can tell you exactly what we listed it for. Okay.
So here's one we found at the church sale. It's a Sony Handycam. Anytime you see a Sony Handycam, we pick it up and we do the research on it before we buy it. But I will snatch it off the table first thing as soon as we see one because they're usually good.
Yep.
And if they power up, that's about all the testing you really have to do with these. Because if they power up, they usually work 100%. If they don't power up, they're broke. But even as parts, they sell well.
Yeah. So the details behind this one, and then I'll tell you what we listed it for and what we bought it for. So we went to this church sale. Corey picked it up. Pretty sure it had like $5 written on it.
It had $5 that was scratched out, and then it had a dollar written by it, or 50 cents or something like that. $1.
Yeah. So we went up there, we took it all. They did the nice thing where you could set your stuff up there and they'll hold it for you until you come back.
Yep. They
And so
snatched it.
They snatched it, and as I was walking by, the lady's like, yeah, this wasn't supposed to be on here. My granddaughter was supposed to buy this.
It was a church sale. It was on a table and it was priced. So
Yeah.
we didn't argue with them. We said that's fine. If
That's
she
fine,
wants
whatever.
it, go ahead and give her a call. If she wants it, let us know, and it's fine. It's not a
Yep.
big deal.
Then Corey saw him, and the one lady was like, yeah, they don't want this. So then they wrote $30 on it.
They changed the price on us from $1 to $30. Now, I know the Handycam, and I did comp it before we put it on the table.
Yep.
It was still a good deal at $30.
It was.
It was weird that they changed it and raised the price $29 on the spot. Her granddaughter must have wanted it $25 worth and not $30.
I don't know. I don't know.
But we bought it. We bought it anyway. We weren't going to fight with them. Like I said, $30 was still a deal I was willing to take.
So we paid $30 for it, and I currently have it listed for $139.99.
Yeah, and that's still a margin at that price. I'm certainly willing. And they don't sit around long. They list and they sell usually within a few weeks to a month.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the next big thing? Are you going to grab it, or you want me to grab it and hand it to you?
Why don't we grab this one?
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. I ain't listed him yet. He's in my drafts because I got to do pictures of him.
We got this guy.
He is. Hold on. Let me pull him up.
Here, I'll
Frankie.
do this.
Push down all the way.
It's Frankie.
He is the best thing ever. I love these things, but he is a Gemmy. So he is Gemmy brand.
He's a Gemmy.
He is a 5-foot life size. That seems a little short for 5 feet.
Well, no, that's about 5 feet.
I don't know, but he's a 5-foot life size Frankenstein animated singing and dancing monster prop.
Yes, he is.
Anyways, and the best piece is I got him off Proxy Bid. Yep. Corey had zero clue that I was getting
She
him.
just showed up with a giant Frankie doll.
He didn't even know about it. And I walked in the office because we were at the office this weekend. So I walked in the office with it to test it and do all the stuff with it. And he's like,
What
But he works 95%. So he dances, he sings, he moves his head back and forth. He just does not move his mouth.
Yeah, and with these animatronic ones, we had a big like I don't know, Grim Reaper or something. Almost every one we've ever bought has been broken.
Except for the one that's in the box back there.
We do have a couple of Santas that are like that worked. We had to fix up one of their arms, but the plastic gets brittle and they're almost always broken. So I don't necessarily pay a lot of attention to them, but we got lucky on this one, and he works enough to where he's still definitely sellable. So
Okay, do you want to know the details on him?
let's hear him.
Okay, I paid, I think it was $35 for him, but he sells for $399.
high ticket, and Halloween will be coming up this year, so.
But it could be for anything. Like people can use it for,
Halloween?
Well, no, not Halloween.
When else do you want
Escape rooms. Because they do have them, I think, that they're motion detected.
She's so full of it. There's no way she would ever put that in an escape room because people destroy things.
People would break it, and then I would have to be mean.
They would break it in the first group. They always break. So when we buy props, we buy 5 or 6 of that prop because they always break them.
Speaking of that, I did. We bought. So one of our escape rooms uses the book Misery.
Yep.
And we bought that off of a
Beard King Picker.
Beard King Picker's book show.
The paperback copy of Misery, the Stephen King book.
Yeah, we've destroyed 3 copies of it.
It's part of a puzzle that we do. They have to go to a certain page in the book, and people take those books and they just rip them apart. Like we've been through 3 or 4 copies of that book.
We have.
So.
Okay, you grabbing the next one?
I'll grab
lean
it.
forward. It's super heavy.
All right. So here's the next one Teresa wandered home with.
You do have it the wrong way.
It's okay.
Let me pull it up.
It's a big mixer board, and I suspect this works fully, but that's not how we listed it. We actually had a debate for about an hour about how we should list this.
Yep, so this is actually a vintage, I'm gonna let you put it away, a vintage Tascam M-28 8-channel professional audio mixer. We did list it for parts and repair because after discussion last night, we probably could fully test it out, but it's only like
a couple $100 more.
50 to $100 more, I think.
Yeah, at least 50 to 100.
Yep.
Could be up to 200.
So we listed it as parts only. That one, I think I paid $60 for it. I fought with somebody over it.
Yeah, somebody else wanted it. Well, and part of the reason they probably wanted it, we looked it up to part it out. The knobs and buttons on that, and there's so many knobs and buttons.
There is.
The knobs and buttons go for $8 to $12 a knob.
Yep. So we did the math, and if you were to part out just the knobs, the buttons, and the sliders, it's like $1,000. But
it would take you forever to sell.
It would, and I didn't even get into I know what do you call those?
The dials,
the little dinger
gauges.
things, gauge, the little dinger thing.
Yeah, the dinger thing.
The dinger thing. Those somebody has sold as well. It was a long time ago. You could open it up and sell every piece of it. You could sell the cabinet itself by itself.
Yeah. So I do know there was $1,000 to $1,200 there parting it out, but it might have taken 5 years to sell it all.
And I don't want to take.
We
5
just
years.
decided to go ahead and list it as parts and repair and sell it off as is. Mm-hmm. And how much did we list it for?
I listed that. Ooh, I got all kinds of buzzers. I listed that for $399.99. The only one that's close to that is in this good a condition is currently in Japan.
Yeah. So if you want to part something out and sell it slowly, there's a lot of profit built into that one.
There is. And there's a couple other things that I bought lately that aren't in this stuff, that are not quite that high. Like I got a hold of some sports jacket that I've got listed for $155. There's a couple other smaller things that listed for higher.
Yeah. So things are starting to shape up in the high ticket market. It's just we've never really focused on finding that stuff, and now we are paying much more attention to it. So I think we're on the right track.
We always used to shy away from the expensive stuff.
Well, I think we trained ourselves from day one to be cheap. Like we'd go to a garage sale and see a $2 sticker on something, we'd be like, these people are crazy. Like they're not always crazy. Sometimes $2 is a great deal.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll get better at it. I know I am trying to pay a lot more close attention to, the stuff on Proxybid as I'm buying it. They had a bunch of stuff that was in there last night on the auction. Was last night Sunday night? Yeah, on the auction. I did not go for a bunch of it just because they had already hit eBay prices for a lot of it. So it's not worth my time to buy it at that point. So,
all right, what's sold next?
The next thing that sold is a book. I'm pretty sure this came out of our, what do you call it? Storage auction buy.
Might have.
It is The Obsession of Sally Wing. I don't know what The Obsession is, by Russ Martin. It is a first printing from 1983. It's a paperback.
That's it. Just an old paperback. I would expect that's like sci-fi or horror.
Probably horror.
That's what that is. How much did it sell for?
$24.99 with free shipping, but it'll only cost like $5 to ship on.
And I so wanted to send this into Amazon, but I'm gated in everything, even in books. So I couldn't send this one in. Yep. But it did have a good sell price on eBay, about half. So eBay it went. All right, this next one I thought was going to sell for way more, and I thought it was going to sell quick, and it just didn't.
It is super cool. Is that I don't think it's corduroy, is it?
No, it's denim.
Oh, that's right. So this is a vintage Trans-Siberian Orchestra black 100% cotton denim jacket made in the U.S. Size extra large.
Look at this. Look at this back hit on here.
It is super cool, like super cool.
So Trans-Siberian Orchestra denim jacket. That thing is, I thought that was going to go right away just because of the patch. Mm-hmm. It did not. And what did it sell for? On a sale.
I'm pretty sure it sold on sale, and it sold for $28. Not bad.
I think somebody got an amazing deal for
Somebody
a really
did.
cool tiger jacket.
I probably could have worn it, but I don't wear a whole lot of denim jackets.
And I can't play any of the instruments in an orchestra, so we were out.
Our one kid, well, Danny could because she played cello. So, you know, what are you guys doing? I don't know how to explain it. What are you guys doing to up your business game?
Well, more importantly, is it just us that's crashing on eBay right now?
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer because there are a lot of
eBay has
Debbie
been
Downers.
tough. Yeah, eBay's been really tough even for us. So we didn't want our videos to come out and be like, we're doing great, while everyone else was like, we're trying to buy bread. Ours has not been doing great. It's been bad. The only thing we don't know for sure is it something that's happening seasonally or the environment right now, or is it because we're making all these changes? I suspect it's a combination of everything, but tell us how you guys are doing and let us know. That's how we're doing. Things aren't looking great, but they're looking up.
They're on the uptake.
Yep. So we'll weather the storm. We're built for this kind of stuff. We don't mind it.
Corey
when it
might have to
happens.
go to OnlyFans. I said that earlier. You know,
Yep. If you guys like hairy toes, $9.99 a month. We'll get you.
Oh, it's got to be more than that.
I don't think I could charge more than that.
I think it's $9.99 a video.
I'll tell you what, $14.99 and I'll clip my toenails.
Oh my God. Yeah.
All right. We better get out of here before we say something we can't take back.
That's correct.
We'll see you guys next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.